o lazım, bu lazım falan gibi şeyler söyleyeceğim çünkü. Oh. But you're not saying. Okay, waiting for people to come into the live video. Okay, I see people are starting to come. Hello? Hi, hello everyone. Neda is here, and this is our live Q&A session of Designer Skirt Studio workshop. And hi, thank you for waiting a little bit. It's usually Saturdays are the day that my kid is at home, and so as you can imagine, is a little bit chaotic, not that much. Because I have only one. If I had 2 or 3, then yeah, this wouldn't be so possible. So welcome to the live event, and thank you for coming. We have 25 people coming live now, and we will have more. And today is a big day because we are going to review the last week and what we have published so far. And also we are going to check everybody's progress and assess the work. And also I'm going to give you some demo about how to fix your fit issues on your pattern. And what else? Talking about what is coming next, for next videos are coming and how you can prepare for that. So welcome, and just say hi. And for now we are waiting a little bit so everyone is coming in. I know some people sometimes come later, but I give about 5 or 10 minutes at the beginning to conversation and say hi and everything else, and then we're gonna start. So hello, hi. So I see people are saying hi. Thank you. It's on Saturday, so thank you for coming on your weekend. It's my weekend too, but you know, I'm happy that you're here. So hello, hi. I see some familiar names, and I'm so happy to see you guys. And we're lucky to have another workshop and found something that might be interesting to you, and that I can teach something as well and do it together. I didn't want to make it something very complicated, because this time I seriously wanted to have some beginners as well in the group, which we have some beginners, and some, you know, semi did this and did that, but never done the garments for myself. So I think this is a good practice, and it is not the very easy one, I can tell. But this is the thing about this workshop: you do not have to make exact same finishing or exact same with the lining and you know, other stuff. So you can make it easier. I can talk about those as well, how you can maybe use another way to make it easier for yourself, because I tend to work a little bit high-end and little high-end finishing and everything, and I know that's the little harder. But we do have people who coming in advanced you know, level, and or they like to just put their time and do the very clean finishing. And this is the thing, we usually find easier stuff in online, internet, YouTube, here and there, but tend to not find very high-end finishings or works, or with lots of detail about lining, facing, this and that when you are doing some projects online. So I thought this was kind of a good opportunity to use and have that. So thank you so much, guys. Okay. Hi. Yes. Some new names, some people who I know already, and I don't see some of the names, but they will come up, I think. So, yes, hi, hello. Oh, okay. And Fiona. And this is this. Yes. Hi, everyone. Oh, this is Krishna. Hi, Krishna. Share. Welcome back to another workshop here, and good to see you. Good to see you guys. So, and before I just jumpstart, do you have any questions about so far or anything else? You just can put it in the comment section that I can answer you here. And it can be anything related to our work, of course, so far, or anything that you are curious about what's going to happen, or anything. You can just, I'm here to answer those questions. And so far, we have released the video on how to print your skirt block. And I was actually wanted to go through start doing the whole skirt from the scratch and drafting it properly, like a good flat pattern making techniques to do it. But that was going to take a very long time because the skirt itself is a kind of a big project. So that wouldn't be possible to do it in a very short amount of time. So we decided to have those standard sizing blocks available. And I just give you a little help with the make it right fit for your body. And for the fitting of the skirt that I am going to give you today about the fit issues is another thing. And after the fit issues resolved, you can make those changes on your block and then use that block and turn it into the design pattern that we are going to do. So Josh, I think, released the videos of how to to start making your patterns of the skirt, right, for this design. But of course, I don't want anyone to start doing it just yet till you have a great skirt pattern. So when you apply those changes, the skirt that you are going to make is going to fit you well, it's going to look nice and everything. So that's why we are taking this step. And we have so many people started to send their pictures, and I want to thank them to actually follow the direction that I asked to how to take a picture properly and send it to me, because they were very helpful, and thank you for that. And we are going to do the same if we need to show any issue with the pattern or the fit or the balance of the skirt. This is the way of you taking a picture so I can see the whole thing in a right angle and everything. So that was a great. Thank you for following that. And some people use their own skirt blocks, and some of them were working well, but some had problems. I have to go and talk, go through that and little give review. The thing is with the skirt patterns that you find it out there, the good fit of the skirt block in the back of your skirt, it has to have two sets of two darts, like on the right and the left, hip cheeks. It should have two darts to fit properly. Otherwise, if you just go with one dart, because I saw some of the blogs that people are using from their own blogs, only have one in each side, and that makes it little fit issues. This two darts, this is a thing. When you have one dart, is usually make it very long dart, and it's not curving or shaping in the right place, and it should spread those shapes on the top of your hip and not come too long, because otherwise it's going to make it little tight around the very hip line. Your dart should not touch or come too close to your hip line, for example. The moment it does that, it makes it too tight, or it's going to just create a kind of a not very clean shape in the back. And at the front, when you go with the very tailored skirts, usually they have different type of darts in the front. Sometimes they can go creative with the dart. If it's the designer skirt or something, they can sometimes use different type of darts for the front, or they have two sets, again, sets of two darts on the front as well. There is an issue and there is a good thing with this. If your waist and hip are very different in the size, in the measurements. If you have a small waist and round hip, basically you are very, or you are kind of curvy and hourglass shape. Usually the waist should have two darts in that case at the front, two darts each side, okay? But if you have a little bit more straighter body shape and the waist doesn't have too much curve, or your hip is not very wider, and then it's okay, and it's better to go with each side one dart, right? And the darts don't have to be very wide or have a lot of excess in it, dart intakes, and it should not be very long. So these are the little things that I wanted to, sometimes we print out some blocks and, and we try it on and it doesn't work. This is a good thing to practice. We had have to make little changes on the fitting of the skirt, right? For the block. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember exactly what we covered in there, but basically, you can do that. I think I said how to make the little changes around your hip or around your darts. Do you have any question regarding that? Did you watch them? Because some people already had the skirt blocks and they didn't really watch the whole videos, or you don't have to sit down and watch the whole videos, but you can go further and see if I have some interesting detail to show you, and that's a good those are good tips. You can save it for future, or you can apply it to your work. So just a second. So will you be repeating this course? I really wanted to join, but I'm struggling to find time. Do you want to avoid all the commitments? Of course, I understand that. As we say, it is open to everyone for 3-4 weeks. About repeating it, at some point we will, hopefully, but I don't know when. I know it won't happen the next few, maybe it will, I don't know. The workshop? Workshop probably not that much because we have summer and we are going away in summer time, and after summer we have another launching going on with our new course and everything. So maybe kind of close to the end of this year, depends on my other commitments. So we don't have a clear timeline for when we are repeating this workshop. This is our first time doing this workshop with you guys, and of course the demand of the how much people want to do it plays a part in this, and our other commitments as well. So but thank you again still watching it. Yeah, hi Alex. What type of fabrics can you recommend for this skirt to get the best effects? Yes, I can talk about the skirt, the fabrics for good for this skirt. Since this is the pencil skirt with the side flare one, depends on what you are trying to achieve. If you like this shape and you like the side flare to kind of flare out and looks big and show the silhouette little bit, creating that kind of a volumey shape, it's good to go with some kind of a fabric that has a volume. It doesn't mean it has to be a thick fabric, or you can create that kind of a that created that volume even with some type of tools or organzas. You don't have to do that. Or you can use some taffeta, but then on the taffeta you might want to use some kind of a tool underneath to kind of even make it a little puffier on the side. But if you rather to have a little bit less volumey and something that you can wear on a daily basis, on a day, and it doesn't have lots of volume, you can go with the fabrics that has a good drape. And I can pull out some fabrics actually and show you what is creating what. This is a good question. I'm going to note this down, and let me just the fabrics. I will give a little demo on how much we need for this skirt pattern, how much fabric do we need for the top fabric and for the lining. We are going to go over that, but also the type of fabrics that was possible is a good one, and I will add it to our today's session. You're welcome. This is your question.
Hi, that's Roxanne. I can see your name on my phone. Yes, at the end of the workshop, we'll announce some options.
Come a little bit close. He's here.
Hi. But for now, enjoy them.
Yeah, so. And, ooh. Hi, Sue. What kind of sewing machine do I recommend? I mean, depends. I honestly never had home sewing machines. From the first sewing experience I started with industrial sewing machines. And I think lately I just got one or two, especially for the overlock and serger, and but for sewing machine I always use industrial sewing machines, and I do have Juki. I always had Juki. I think for the past 25 years I had Juki sewing machine. I had a kind of a DDL one that most of the people are buying. Is easier to buy and cheaper to buy, but I upgraded to, which one was this? I always forget the name.
DDL something too, but
no, this is not DDL. No. So I still have the industrial sewing machine. This is a little bit
DDL 9000.
DDL 9000. Now I have it, and of course it's it's just very, huh? This is not DDL 9000. It's not DDL. You can just read it on it. It says it. It says it. Okay. I still plan to follow along, and hopefully I'll get some sewing time in. Of course, that would be nice. I'll be here to answer your questions when you have. Okay. Okay, guys. So I will give you my sewing machine's number soon. The moment I remember, and I have to take a look at it. Okay. But even though when I have the home sewing machines for the serger and cover stitch, I still have Juki. I'm a long time, very loyal customer to that brand. So for this skirt, should I use serger or sewing machine? You can use both. For the side seam and everything, it's better to use this straight stitch sewing machine. And if you do have some kind of home sewing machine that does many different type of stitching, that's okay. But serger, it's usually used to use for the knits or jerseys and to clean the raw edges of your fabric if it's a woven fabric, so you don't have to go through doing the French seam or Hong Kong seam or line it. So if you do not want to do those, you can use serger for the cleaning sides of the raw edges of your fabrics. Otherwise, I do not recommend to use the serger to finish the whole skirt if you are especially using some kind of a nice fabric and everything. So it's I never done that unless I'm doing the fully knits and jerseys. Okay, so I am going to go to the group and take a look at people's photos and the posts. And see how I can help. Okay. Nice. Sip my little tea. Skirt, designer skirt workshop, yes. So, when you finish your raw edges, do you use a 4-thread stitch on the serger? Since I do like smaller edges with the serger, I usually go with the 3-thread. And it's kind of, it depends on the fabric, it depends on what kind of fabric you're using and what kind of finishing you want. But I usually don't use serger unless I have to, or if I'm not taking a time to line it or do a lot of work for the cleaning. I usually rather to do French seam or Hong Kong seams with the covering, with the bias binding and everything. But if I do, that's usually 3-thread serger. 4-thread is fine as well. It doesn't matter really. It's just little wider as a seam, right? I just go with the purl stitch. I usually use the very small one. but they might be little visible, even the pearl stitch, because it kind of makes it narrow. And if you want to look flatter, probably 4 thread might make it the size little flat edge than you know, kind of having it kind of, you know, round looking. So depends if it does show what type of fabric it is. So yeah. Okay, so let's just start. Ooh, Karen posted as well. Okay, I missed this one, but I'm going to take a look at everybody's work. So I'm starting from all the way from the first person who posted coming up. Yes, so we have more coming. Sorry guys. See, it doesn't, should I go with the pictures here? It doesn't show usually the pictures. No, I have to go, just a second. I have to go all the way down. Don't want to give you a headache. I think this is it. Starting from here, Fiona. Right? So I'm gonna read the post and then take a look. I seem to be having problems finding my waist. It looks like I need to take in darts at the back to keep skirt at waist level. I did start at next size up, but on trying it on, went down a size. Okay. I have had the skirts pinned onto me inside out, raised to my true waist. I have added a line to highlight potential excess. Is it better to lose this in seams or between darts? I have tacked side seam. I think if bulk of seams removed, there will be a more room. I'm going to take a look now. So when I see this, it seems a little loose at the back. I can see some extra, like this area looks little roomy, but let's just go down. And we see this one at the back, not the front. The front looks, the fit looks good. So this is the thing. The front, the way it should, it looks nice. See, this is kind of straight. This is good. The back needs to be adjusted because this is an extra piece. Here also looks good. And the side looks straight. So we do not have any problem, just a little taking around the waist. So far, I have to see the other photos. And the balance of the skirt, I can see there is little bit not even hem. Maybe because the back needs to be fit in and little pulled up. So it looks better. Okay. Now you have posted more, I believe. I'm going to take a look at those. Okay. So this is the taken in the sides of the skirt and little bigger dart in the back, I believe. See, now it becomes a little too tight. Now, it's too tight. Yes, I'm going to take a look at that. So when I see this one, Fiona, I need to talk about this. So I believe you did this in the both side of the skirt, right? So in here, we do have about 5/8 or about 1/2 inch 5/8 still is a lot of big, big. Let's say half an inch. You basically have 1 inch this side, 1 inch other side, so it's 2 inches, or just from the back. But you tighten it a little bit too much. That's why I said to, when you put the garment on, when you put the skirt on, you should put it inside out on your body. And I think I did a little demo on that, but I can show you again. Because the front of your skirt were sitting well. You did not have any problem. So the side seams, you did not have to change it, because right now I can see the side seam has a little bit, tightness going on. Yes, I can see it. You see it creates do you see it creates these lines? It means the side seams are tight. So you have to unravel the side seam and do not touch it. Whatever you have extra access in the back of your pattern, you should take it into the darts of the back darts, not to the side seam. Side seam does not have any issues, and right now it's okay, but it helped the balance of the skirt, and it's just a little bit tight because of the side seam. And the moment you take the side seam tightness away, and it should be fine right now. Just give it a try. Take the side seam, unravel them, take it off. And the back dart, I think you already taken some amount. And take a look and see, so it doesn't create this kind of an issue. Otherwise, the skirt was good. You just had a little bit, had to take it out in the back dart, right? So should be fine. So let me,
Top down.
yeah, I can show her top down a little bit, explain it. So I don't know if she's here. Huh? No, Fiona. Yes, she's here, right? In the beginning. I saw her name, I think. Yes. Fiona, you're here. And I hope you're here still. Did you mean what I meant? So taking the sides. Haven't done back dart, so we'll do that now. And remove side seam alteration. Sounds good. The side seam did not need anything. Whatever you have an excess, just take it in the back darts, because the front of the fabric, the skirt looked good. The back only needs a little bit adjustment just in the back around the waist, and it should be fine. And you're ready to use your skirt block for the next one, okay? So, okay, so we got that. Now we done. So one thing I forgot to specifically mention, that I think I did it in the video, but I had to do it maybe in the live videos. When you are doing the skirt blocks to try it on your body, please do not attach the waistbands, because the waistbands can hide some fit issues. You do not want that. You want to make sure 100% it fits well without the waistband or any finishing and cleaning. And the only thing that we are adding is the zipper with the, just straight raw edge waist. And so far it doesn't seem has too much issues, but again, we do have a little bit of issue in here. Okay, sorry. So the front is kind of dragging down, I can see, and I know I can see the issue is here, Dawn. This area has too much, that part needs to be taken in. It's fine, right now you have it. Your issue is not around the waist, thankfully, so it's not going to create any issue right now, but for anytime when you are, doing the blocks, you should do the blocks without adding the waists or finishings. Anyway, so here we need to take this part little, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And let's go to the next one, to side seam. I can see, I will show you. So the balance of the skirt, as we see, this one pulls up and this was coming down, right? So we need to adjust on the body around the waist. Actually, this now you need to take out the waistband, and this I can see it, because when you put your skirt on without the waistband, and you need to see where is your waist is, and if you cannot exactly know where your waist is, put an elastic around your waist. Put the elastic, but not tight, just the way it sits nicely, but it's like maybe about 1 centimeter or 2 centimeters are stretching, not stretching that much, and just around your waist. And if you pull your skirt at the waist, like for example, this is your waist, and you are putting an elastic in here. If you put an elastic in here and pull the skirt little up in here, this will move up a little bit, and it will make the balance a little bit better. But when you do that, I can see that the front hasn't too much excess of the fabric right here, right? So we are going to take that in, and I am going to show you on the pattern on the table how to do that. Make sure, let me just make sure that that's exactly what it, overall it's little big for you, but at the bottom, and I can see the sides are kind of sticking out. Yes, okay. So if it was very right fit, it would be just like this. Okay, and I do have a that one too, but you can give there some room. You still can feel comfortable in it, but you don't want to go with something that is kind of not sitting properly, right? And the hem level and everything. So this should be straight, okay? And this area, so more pencil, not straight. This is straight. This is straight. Yours is almost little flaring out. It's almost like a little relaxed look. For this pencil skirt, you are actually doing straight, which is a straight skirt. Pencil can be little tapered in, depends, right? So it should be exactly straight. This is like, let me show you. This is almost straight. You see that? This one has little angle. So let me just take you to the table and give little how you can take the front. I know your pattern is on the straight. The thing is, you had to go your lower body and you know, around your waist, you had to go one size up. When you do that, that's why it sticks out. That's why the sides are not coming in. It is fine, we can make the changes, because one of the things that we do have, it's better to go one size up and fit good around your waist and around your hip. It can be worked, and at the bottom we can work it out. Okay, we are going to clean it out. It not doesn't mean that you are not did it straight, but the top sits exactly the size that you printed out, but the bottom is little too big for your size at the bottom. So that's why we need to take it in. Okay. So, but before that, first we have to clean up the front. So one thing that you can do, let me see. Yeah, so you see, this is a good one as well. So when I have my ruler, this is pretty straight, it's fine. This one, this around here maybe it needs a little bit, right? But the moment we straighten this up, the moment we straighten the front, when we pull the front little up, it's going to so let me just show you. So the front is basically, let me just do that, yeah. So do you see this area? This needs to come to the forward. To be able to do that at the waist level, you need to pull this area up. You need to pull this area up, and if you need to take it from your here, that's okay. So maybe I can show it on the dress form. And if you can give me a second, the dress form? No, the one that has a skirt on, I have to ask about a minute away so I can take the skirt out of the body and then give you something, and then later I'm going to show it on the table as well. So we'll be back in a second. Sesimi kestin mi? bring the skirt a little up. Yeah. Okay, got it. Got it. So this is a good fit, but that's what I'm going to try to, you have to, yeah, go back. So take this. I need to show the little bit up again so I can show the bottom of the skirt. Can you go a little lower? Okay, I think we're good. I have a question here. So now I'm confused. I thought for a woman with a belly and no really defined waist that we curve the waistline to give the illusion of a waist. If I run a straight line across my front, the skirt will be under my huh? Dawn, the reason you are doing that to correct your pattern and then you bring it down. It doesn't have to stay up, and I change those. But you need to first find the proper balance and the hem of the skirt, and then you reshape the waist. You do not have to, in order to create the illusion of the little round, better body top, it doesn't mean that you have to just leave the bottom hanging this way. You have to make it straight, all around straight look, and then shape the waist, in the right place. So just let me show you. So this is a good fit though, but if it had little issues that was balance of it, let me just have this one take it out so I can little play of the fit issue. So basically it's kind of looks like this, right? Because this one dragging down, let's say you have the permanent belly, but you want to create this look to have a little slimmer body, but you are dropping the whole thing down and you're creating the balance issue. You have to straighten this up, bring it up, okay? You change the waist, not the hem. So you bring this up to the right place it should be, balance the body coming straight at the front and at the back, and this skirt hem balances the floor parallel. And after doing that, I'm going to show you something. After doing that, let's say you balance the body, it's not not dragging down, not creating anything that's uneven. It's fine. Let's say it is going very high on your body, okay? You balanced it and the skirt actually got here and the back drops down, right? That's fine. Because you can mark your new waist after balancing this up, after correcting this fit, when it sits nicely around your hip, your front, and the front doesn't have this excess of the bagginess in here, you have to lift this up. Lift this up, doesn't matter, you are not balancing the waist, you are balancing the bottom, you're balancing the body, okay? After doing that, now you renew your shape of the skirt. I'm just gonna show you something on the pattern. Let's go to the top. So just giving you an example. So the front of the skirt has you have to just pull the skirt up so the hemline is parallel to the floor, okay? Do not worry about whether or not the waistline is level, because you can, after doing it, this is what I'm saying. Let's say you have to pull this up and change the balance of it, right? Then you can shape it. Let me see. After doing that, let's say I am just hypothetically saying this has to go up. Let's say it has to go up, okay? So don't mind me. Don't pay attention. This is looking not right. Josh, I need the light little taken down because it's I am doing front. So let's say you had to do this so this is balanced, right? I need to, this one, make it darker. After doing this, when you have the elastic around your waist, I'm gonna take the elastic. Have an elastic around your waist and it's not too tight. Little bit, that is little snug but not tight. And then level the skirt with your body. And then you see the bagginess going on. You have to just take this under the elastic wherever it has little bagginess and the level. So you level it up, you take it up a little bit, and then you correct, and you see how much is coming, sticking out of your elastic waist band, okay? And then you do it in front of the mirror. You don't even have to do it. And then you see, oh, this is balancing up and this is going straight and this looks nice. The moment you do that, you can take a pen and just do it on your body, or somebody else can do it on your body, or just pin wherever it was. And then after you, let's say you did it, okay? After you did it, let's say you had to make a little marks. You take the skirt off of your body. To the table and see where you marked, right? Let's say you marked like this. And you will make it changes on your skirt with that. So if you have to drop the front, only the front, and actually zero out on the side seam like this, then so be it. It will still help you with the balance of the skirt. Do you know what I mean? If the hem of your skirt was straight and you had bagginess in here, that would be a different story. I would do something else. But your issue is actually front dragging down, and that line is actually dragging down. That's why it creates a bagginess in here, because that area wants to sit in front of your tummy. So it means the front has to go up and you have to cut it. I will give some demos on that as well toward the end of not end, but after reviewing everybody's work. I am going to show some of the ways that you can do on your pattern. Yes, I will cover the sway back as well. That same way is doing for the adjustment of the sway back, but please do not have your waistband attached to your skirt, and have an elastic around your waist on your body and level the waist of the skirt, and then look at how your skirt is hanging. If it's hanging, if the balance of the hem is not parallel to the floor, then you have to make some adjustment. But sometimes it can be parallel to the front of the hem of the skirt, parallel to the floor, but you have some excess going on the body and some lines dragging on your body. Those are different issues which I am going to show and talk on this with the pattern, showing with the pattern to you about few minutes later after reviewing everybody's work, okay? That sounds good, awesome. Okay, now, so let's go to the next. Anne, hi. I know this is a finished skirt that you made it out of your blog, but I did not see any issue, so that's why I'm not saying, that. My only, I like it the waist to be a little bit snugger, but you lost weight for the wedding, I understand. I think that's the reason. It should be a little bit go inward. One of the reasons this is happening to this, I believe, the waist is dropped because you lost weight. So it is about a little bit lower than your actual waist is, and you have a straight waistband. When you do have a straight waistband on the lowered skirt, waist, these are going to stick out, like here. Like this side has to sit in. No, this color doesn't show. This side has to come in, but again, because this is a straight waistband, and I think the skirt is tiny bit lowered on your body. That's another thing, but we are going to, we do have a video of how to do a curved waistband and a straight waistband in our videos. Other than that, the balance, the front is straight, the back is straight, the level of the skirt is good, no issue. Tiny bit big because you lost weight, so that's it. Other than that, it's nice. So I'm going to, it was quite tight, right, at the beginning, but now maybe it is little big, tiny bit big for you, and the waist needs to be taken in, but you can, I don't know if your weight is going to change again, but you will watch the video, and if you want to do something, another one. Maybe you want to do this skirt, I don't know. You don't have time, you are going to the wedding, I know, so. Great, thank you for sharing. And Sherry, let me see. Did you make any changes with your skirt? Are you here? I don't know. But the thing with this skirt, it is just about 2 size big for you. And oh, you did? Do you have the picture of it? Do you have the picture of it? Did you share it with us? Or maybe I can renew the... I think I am seeing new stuff. Oops. Now this is Karen. No, so we don't have it here. Just I took it in and it is much better. No, sorry. Okay, are you happy with it? And we have new photos coming in. Guys, you're dropping last on me. Hopefully I don't have too much a big problem that I can solve it for you in here, that I didn't have to study before. Let me come here. Okay. Okay, so if it's so far it's good and everything, but you know, I am basically giving a lot of information. If you feel like any of these are applies, you know, you can apply to yourself, then do it. But that's just too big. Other than that, we're good. So Jennifer, your skirt muslin actually looks pretty good on you. And the front, back, side seams, and the back. Now, it looks like right on your waist, tiny bit lower, but that's okay. It's actually your waist. It can count as your waist. One thing that it needs to be adjusted little bit. Oh, this says the battery is low. It's not connected to the battery. It's not charging.
It's just screen.
Well, I have only 10%. Okay. This is the problem with yours. It's actually pretty good. It just needs a tiny bit of added room in here. Do you see these lines? I am just following your... So, and I can see it creates a little line in here and in here. It means it's little tight just on the sides of your hip and low, you know, high hip and low hip, little bit. I'm gonna show you how much. I don't think you need anything for all around the hip, only the hip. I am going to show you that as well. And I can show it to you right now, maybe. Let's go to the top. And maybe you can charge at that moment. So now I'm just going to show you how, when you have that issue, actually, I don't need to do all the way down because I need the front and the back of the skirt at the same time together in here to make the little adjustments. If you want to just make the hip little tiny bit, shape it. Okay. So this is my manila paper blocks. The reason I use them because it's easy to trace, right? So this is the front, center front, and this is the back. I don't need to add all of these details, but still, it would be nice to have everything. Okay. Okay. So, çok az aşağı indirebilir misin? So this is your hip line, front and the back. This is your center back. These are the back darts. And the front dart. Now, when you do have a little issue at the hip, right? And actually, I need a little bit extra room. I need tape. It's here. I do have it here. Anything below the hip for the straight skirt should come straight. My microphone is falling too many times. Okay, hopefully this one doesn't. Okay, so when you do have little bit issue on şu beyazlardan versene. When you do have a little issue, let's say, I'm going to draw it in here for you, around your hip. So this is your skirt on your body, and the thing is your skirt needs to come straight. This is not straight, this is a little tapered, sorry. The waist should sit like that, and this should come straight and like this. If this side starts to create little lines like that, even if it's tiny, okay, just tad, it means you need to widen up this area a little bit so it has better amount to move easily. This is what problem this will bring to you. You're standing straight. The moment you start sitting on with your skirt tight around your hip, when you stand up, you will have lots of creases, built into the skirt like that. Yeah, it's going to be very lots of crease. You don't want to have that. And so diagnosing where is actually tight is important. So I saw the first tightness somewhere around your high hip, around here. Little bit around here and here. That's it. I didn't see in here at all. Nothing, just here. So that area needs to be little spread, a little bigger. Let me bring another color so I can draw and make it visible. So if about that crease in here is important. If it's slightly little, has little curve, kind of wavy line, just like this, this is not much, okay? If it creates a lot of crease like this, then you need at least an inch all around. And if it's creating those type of crease, you want exactly about an inch or 2 inches to have really a comfortable sitting with and standing up. If you do not want it to be super tight on your body, it should have all around should have about 2 inches room to sit nicely on your body. If for you, I think 1.5 inches is more than enough, or maybe an inch. If it's just an inch, it means only quarter needs to be added, only. And when I saw it, it starts from here and not down. Quarter means 1 inch all around, right? That's enough. Or you can just add a little bit more if you want a little, but that will make it baggy. I think 1 inch is enough for you only. So you make it 1 inch, quarter inch, just big around here. From there, if you like the bottom of your skirt and you do not want to stick out, you can bring it to the final line that you had. You are just basically giving extra room in here. Or if you want an extra room around your thigh and everything, for the block, basically you should come straight. And in here, it has to go 0 down to here because you didn't have any problem here. So this is when you use your curve ruler. So you bring your curve ruler that hits there and these lines, okay, like this, and zero it out. This one is pretty okay. Which is pretty much like this. You're just creating extra tiny bit room around your hip area and that falls down. And you do the same on the side of your back. After this, I'm going to talk about the sway back. This is how you add you do the reverse if you feel the side. So this one, when you add little room to your hip and high hip. The red one. And you do the other way if you need to take it in. So let's say the side, this might be applicable to you as well, Dawn, because I see a little bit extra room on your hip line. But you need to balance the skirt level first, and then we will figure out if it's still a little big around you. But if it's still a little big around you, this is how you are taking it in. So you diagnose how much you need to take in. This is, you put the skirt on the body, you know, inside out. And the way that I showed it to you on the videos, how you make the, you know, take excess. And then on the seam of the side, you just basically pinch and pin and see how much. You should not make it tight though. It should easily move in your body, but when you hold it, if it's too much excess on the side, you can see, and as long as it is not tight, it should not create any crease. It should still feel very comfortable and not tight. But you take the excess in, and let's say you feel like it is about an inch is a little too big, or half an inch, or inch is good. Then again, you are dividing that in 4, and each side, I'm just gonna say about half an inch is too big. Half an inch is not going to show that much, so it's probably around one inch if it's showing at least. So you go in about half quarter again, because we are dividing to 4, right? Going to do this with a different color, green. So we say, okay, I'm gonna go in, and around here, I don't see, let's say I don't see it much because you have a kind of a tummy and you don't want to take it out here too much. So from there, you kind of make it, you're not taking it too much in from there, you just balance, zero it out to your waist right away. And from there again, if it's not sticking out, you come straight. If it's sticking out, then you might have to make it a little bit tapered, tiny bit. But for the blocks, we should have it in. Same thing with here, from the side seam down, from the hip, you come straight, and curve ruler, at something that goes 0, the curve goes 0 to waist, and 0 in here, and quarter in here, and then you blend. You blend in. As you see in this one, since I did not see the bagginess, because on you I saw some bagginess in here as well, that's why on the red line I kind of gave little bit extra room to your high hip as well. But if you do not see any bagginess around high hip, and you do have a little, you know, a rounder tummy that you don't need to take it a little tighter, but your hips kind of little big, then you do not need to add anything that much in here, which is very close to the blue line in here, and then only take in at the side. Okay, no questions so far about this. So this is when you take in from hip and down. Okay, so this one is for this, and I'm going to talk about the sway back before we go back to the other So do you have any question regarding this? If you do, bring it on now so I can answer. If not, I'm gonna go to talk about other issues. Let me see if I do have anything else that I have taken notes. Another thing that I want to add in here is about your waist, or making it narrower or a little bigger around the waist. And also, let me see. One more thing. That time area, sometimes the skirt needs extra room to drop down. This is one way to do it, but for you, Dawn, I saw some bagginess in here, but I wasn't exactly sure that bagginess will go away if you balance the skirt up a little bit. If you balance the skirt with the waist and the bottom is balanced with the floor parallel, and you reshape the waist, yes. So show the picture again to me after doing that, and please do so. I want to see if there is still bagginess in here. We are basically slashing here and take the little bit excess in here. I want to show that to you, but I need an example in the fitting issue so I can show that one. And let me see for the sway back. So for the sway back, it usually happens in the back of the pattern, right? Sometimes it happens to the front, but usually is at the back. So it is pretty straightforward what we do for the sway back. You can use the, again, elastic fitting and see how much you need to take it, take it out. So the sway back usually happens, the skirt issues happen in sway back. What it means, I will draw. If your body and tummy go straight, and in here your back has a lots of curve in here, and then your hip. Okay, so because these skirts are not built any hip curve in here, it is going straight on the, especially on this not personalized design skirts. Okay, otherwise you would create some kind of a curve here, or you just basically have to make it. You don't want this skirt to be skin tight, but if creates some lines in here, the bagginess in here, like this area goes like this, okay, that creating this, it means there are two things it means. And the bottom and the hem of the skirt is actually level, and here you don't see any problem. This is the sway back problem. But if you see those lines are actually coming from all the angle, and the level of the skirt which is coming down is little off, okay, little off or something, then you need to change the balance of the skirt. Like if this is going this way, the line, then you need to pull the skirt up, balance this right, and give extra room in here, which is different. And I haven't seen anything like that in the group yet. Otherwise, that would be another, I would show you, but I need a sample to see it, sample of the issue to see, and then give you, so you can see it better. But this is not. You just, is it straight? This one is straight. You only have this issue. So this is the center back of your skirt. You have to pinch that amount and see how much that amount is. Is it only 1 inch? Is it more than 1 inch? If it's more than 1 inch, and then you probably have to change the front as well. But if it's about like an inch, you just have to drop the waist about an inch or 3/4 or something down. And when you do have this, since you do have, you are going to shorten your skirt darts, you need to close the darts on your pattern. Like this. And after doing that, now you need to draw this line and zero it out in here, because you only have an access in the back, the center back of your skirt, not to the sides. There is nothing in here. And then you need to blend this in to here. You bring your curve ruler. Usually this area you want to go straight a little bit, about 1/2 inch, so you do not create any valley or mountain when you cut your fabric. This should be on corner for 1/2 inch, and after that you put your curve ruler and see which area sits better to do that curve. And then you go over it. Now, 1 inch is pretty big amount, okay? But let's say that's the amount that you needed. Now, you need to bring your needle point tracing wheel, go over your closed darts, take away your tape, open up your darts, that's one of the reasons I kind of stick it to my skin so it doesn't, so I need to, because it was on the tape. Okay. Now you have your new dart intake as well, and you drop it basically to here. Your darts are coming from here. And you take that out and you just add your seam allowance to it. Okay? This is for the sway back. I am going to go back to the table and take a look at everybody else's work that they shared and come back to go on different fitting problem issue with the, to solve it on the pattern. But ask me anything, whatever you are seeing now, you can continue. Okay. So I need to open up my iPad again. I have a very sway back. Hi, Nina. So this one way to do it. So a lot of sway back, it looks like this one. Does happen like this. This is amount that I took in. Do you see that? This is a lot of curve it needs, and that's excess of it, because you see the skirt in here doesn't have much of an issue as I see it, but if it pulls up, then we need to open up a little bit space for the hip and take the excess of the sway back as well, as long as the hip is not super tight. Okay, so going to go to the C. Because I haven't posted the picture yet, that bad for me, that fact of getting the feedback as soon as it's supposed to be along with everyone else today. It's fine, you can ask it for next week. You can post it by next week. I am not like, oh, next week I'm not going to talk about anything about the, if you post your situation with your skirt again, with your sample of your blog, I will still do it. Same, and help with everybody else. Everybody has a different progress by then. That's fine. I don't have a very hard drawn rules about that. Don't worry. It's not like next week I'm not going to do it. So about this again, do you see now? After giving you a little bit of demo of that, now probably you can see what I mean. Little bit extra room it needs on the hip. When it does, I believe this will hang better in the hem of the skirt as well, because I can see it's tiny bit tight just about the hip and high hip. Other than that, it actually works well. So this is good. Now let's go to another one. Darlene, you made your sample, and of course dress forms always look straight. It doesn't have any problem because the pattern is standard size, the dress form is standard size, so I don't see any issue. So this is a good block for that size of your dress form. No problem I see in here at all, so it's good. Okay, so Joanna, Hi, Leah. So can I assume if we need to disguise a tummy, do we do the opposite by slashing and spreading the front? I will show you because I believe Joanna has that issue that needs to be solved on her pattern. So I will give you a little demo about this just right now and little talk about that considering what you're asking. So yes, that's me. There is another post of mine with better picture and balance. I will go to that instead. I haven't done mine yet as my machine broke this week and I was traumatized. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Leah. Yeah, it traumatizes me. I totally get it. Joanna, I will go to you. Yes, you said it has a better balance. That's true. The back sits well, looks nice. It's tiny bit. It's perfect in the waist. Yes. And the balance is nice. The side seam is nice. Okay. Now, you know what the issue is, right? Do you know or no? You know what you don't like, but you don't know what's the issue is, right? So, just a second. Let me go. The issue is here, obviously. Tummy adjustment, right? And otherwise, it looks really good. But that sinking, right? It's kind of like sunken at the front. That kind of probably bothers you. And I can see it in here. Yeah. This one. So the white on white is not easy, so I'm going to outline it a little bit first. Okay. No, black. Yeah, I'm going to outline it so it's more visible, so we can separate it from the wall. The balance is okay. The waist looks okay. If my hand doesn't shake, I feel better. And this one, is good. Now, our issue is here. This one needs to come straight. Just like that. And this is only possible if we do slash right here and spread this down a little bit. I am going to show you on the pattern. And the thing I see, should we go a little lower than that? Because your problem is not just here. It's right here. So it is little below your dart. And if we do that, Yeah. Okay, let's do this adjustment to the pattern blocks, okay? How long it's been? It's been 2 hours. No, I'm okay. I just need to renew my tea. I need a break to go to the bathroom. Huh? Yeah. If you can take a little 2 minute break so I can go to bathroom as well. We'll be back and doing this adjustment. This adjustment is very interesting, and I am sure so many people will need to do this adjustment to their skirt. So I'll be back in a minute or two. See you. So the skirt block the front. We do not have any issue in the back, just the front. When it creates when you have a kind of the belly sticks out or creates some kind of a unevenness on the skirt at just the front level, then we need to make some adjustment to it. So I'm going to just trace my skirt block. Okay. So I just show the adjustment with different colors and the original lines with the green. Now, as I remember, your issues were mostly around here. Okay, because this area has a little rounder and this area is kind of goes in. That's why it creates this kind of a sunken look. The thing is, you need to, do you see, like if this is your belly like that in here, you need to adjust basically the front little bit. That gives enough room in here and comes straight. There are techniques to do that, but most used one is from here. Let's say your dart is a little longer, because how long is your dart I don't know, but it's above your issue, right? Let me just see the picture one more time. Okay. No, it's actually perfect. So I can see from the picture here, the issue starts at the very beginning of end of your dart. I can see this line is happening in here. Let me just say, let's just do this. Yeah, I can see this one is here like that, and starting from here and here. Okay, so the end of your dart, you need to draw that line straight across. I will do that with the blue. 12 centimeters. Okay, so that's good to say. I told you it's below. I knew it. From the picture, I was like, oh, she has a little lower one. It doesn't look like, it looks like little lower. So if that's the case, your, from the waist down, it's about here. So it's about here. If it's transferred to my pattern, it would be here. So it doesn't matter, you know, that would be yours. From there, you want to, where is my corner the other ruler that is L shape. It's in my room. On my desk. Odayı biraz soğutur musun? Öleceğim. Okay. Sorry about that. So this is the end of your dart. From that, you want to corner this area. And just like this. Okay? Maybe a little bit out, about maybe 1 inch. And you need to take this like about 1 inch away from your dart and go to the corner of your skirt pattern, just like this. Okay? Now, you need to bring another paper. Put it aside. Use X-Acto knife and just slash this one and all the way to the corner, but you do not pass your out, okay? You place this underneath of your skirt block. Just like that. You place underneath, have your tape. You need to spread this little bit, this one up, not the bottom. This one stays straight, the top one that you can spread. So I think with your case, half an inch, 1 inch would be too much. I think about half an inch or a little less, because that's going to be a double, right? But it doesn't matter, but I think half an inch or a little more. I will see. This is about half, maybe tiny bit up. You just move about, this is about 2 centimeters. I just moved 2 centimeters up. This one is level straight. This one, we are moving this one. If we do more, it will be a little problem. We don't want to do that. Okay, that's another thing. Just about maximum, I think, would be about an inch. Yours is about 2 centimeters, I think, will work on you. And just tape here, tape the bottom, tape right here as well. Now in here, since this is kind of created a weird look, right? Now you slash out that area. And let it sit on top of each other tiny bit. It's very little. And then you tape that in as well. Now, the thing what you are doing, creating extra room around here. How? Now, one more thing I forgot to do, because we are not doing just that. We are also need to open up the dart, because we need to straighten this up, because we are not only creating here, we are not taking in. Now, in the middle of the dart, draw the middle of your dart and open up that as well. Okay, and spread this till it's kind of straight. I'll take this one, this tape away, because these tapes are a little too sticky. Okay, now here, this one as well. My God. Okay, right here. Just like this. I need to do this again. This is kind of, but basically you need to create a little room. If I close the dart and not do anything, I need to have this one straight, and with creating this look, okay, this like that. Now I need to turn this around so you can see it better, because you are seeing it upside down. Let's say here. Let's just do this one more time. It is easy for me to just see it, but it's hard for me to explain it sometimes, guys. Sorry for that mishap. I got a little tired as well. It's just getting a little out of my elements. Just a sec. We'll take this back again. Okay. The dart is important. I remember you did not have anything tight around the tummy. That's where it's kind of makes it a little extra challenging, because it's not tight exactly. You just have that little front. Do you feel little tightness at all around the belly or no tightness at all. And yours was like about 12 centimeters. Yeah. Can you tell me if you felt like any tightness around your tummy or no tightness at all? Okay. So this is the middle of your dart. Okay. So from there again, I am going to draw a straight line and passing this area about an inch out. Okay, and from there, go to my side waist and from here, I need to open up this line. And about here. And my dart, middle of the dart as well, but we are not separating fully, just a tiny bit in here. Okay. And adding our now, this will be easier from the top view, just the front. So this one has to be straight, so maybe I can just tape this one. And this one, I need to create a little room just like this. Like this one, this line should go a little further, about maybe half an inch or so, half an inch and little up. Okay, just like this. About half an inch here and half an inch out. So this way I am creating extra little room in here. I am going out, moving this. Let me just go this one little. I don't want to do this one too much. Okay, like this, like that, because I don't want to create any, just like this. Okay. I want this line to be straight, so I am spreading little bit of dart and spreading this area. By going little forward, tiny bit, and creating this extra room in here. Okay, just like that. So I am going to give you the information that I have. In here, you might need to make some adjustments again, like about the dart. This one is straight, this one is, you bring this one to the end of dart, and now you need to reshape this area again. Okay. So when you do have a little tummy and kind of prominent tummy, but you do not have any other issues, by slashing like this, just you have to watch the video and follow what I did. I opened up tiny bit the dart, little bit. Doesn't matter, when it's closed, it's gonna be same. But spread this area a little bit down. So this area, when it closes up, it's not going to be big for you, because this access I gave it here will be taken from the dart. So the waist not going to be big for you, but I created this extra room in here. And from there down, you add you put your ruler, you go straight down. Okay? And you change your dart intake as well. Okay? So this is how you are making little bit changes. Now, to make this right, you need to create the waist again. So the middle of the dart, you do take it one more. So now it is 3.5 centimeters. So it's like 175. It's kind of like here. And the middle of the dart, you go up. Now, I close the dart again, if I can see it, because it's double. Now maybe if I do this, it's going to be more helpful. Yeah. I close the dart and open it up here, shape the dart. And if you need to reshape the tiny bit little changes, that's fine. You just reshape it, okay? From your center front to the side. You just reshape. And you draw, you go over your dart, close dart right now, and then open it up, and now you have your new dart intake in inner fold, so direction. This way you are not changing the waist because you added to your dart. It will be sit nicely around your waist, but you are creating a little bit extra in this area. And this will be doubled, of course, and so it's going to be extra room. So it's only happening to the front, not to the back. So side seam, everything is going to be okay. Give a try to this and see how it works. This will create extra room around this area. Okay. Okay. Now, Josh is walking around tired next to me. Okay, let's go to bring the iPad. The iPad was a little out of charge, so whenever I go away, he just put it in the charger. Okay. Do you have any question regarding what I showed? Ask me now. I do have. So this way you are creating extra room in the front, but the waist is going to sit nicer as well. Let me just go to here, because I need to go to other works. You're welcome, and yeah, apply it and try to see what you can do. I have Christine So my issue, your issue is basically, this is not a skirt printed out from the sample I sent you. So this one has a lot issue more than one. The balance is off and the darts are too long, and the darts are a little too close to the center front, and the back has only one dart and it is very long. Did you take that skirt block from somewhere else, or you did it yourself? I don't know, but this is not from what I have sent you. I can only help with the ones that have back 2 darts at least, or had little bit of work, because this one needs more. So you have to spread the dart intake in the back into 2 separate darts from each other. So I have to basically go and show the whole how to take the darts and everything. It's a little outside of the scope of this work right now I'm doing, because I still have to cover so many people and other stuff. So I can ask if you do have a information to have to draft the skirt for yourself or your body, or just print out. I know you said you didn't have printer, but maybe your friend has, or maybe you can go to somewhere that can print. I know that's a lot of work, but you put a lot of work in here also, right? Without going toward printing, just because to avoid the printing. So, but that printed skirt pattern is a very good print, very good block. It is from Winfred Ulrich pattern making book, and it is one of the best flat pattern making techniques out there for professionals. So please do not see it as a just print, because so many people are actually having this kind of a printout PDF skirt block, but this skirt block is actually a good one. And when you are going outside and trying the skirts on, probably the issues that you will have with the manufactured or the skirt out there are probably having the same issue you will have when you have the skirt that I have sent you, because that's where the most of the manufacturers and people or showrooms are using that technique. So that's why it is good flat, that's a good block, skirt block. And when you try that on yourself, whatever your fit issue will coming up arising from that pattern, probably you will have the same issue with the patterns or the skirts out there when you try it on. So please do that. If you do that, I will give you a review and help you out to make it better for yourself. So you will have at least the good skirt block for yourself. And now, Janine. No, you are supposed to sew the darts, but the darts that are on the block that I have sent you, and you are printing it out. And from there, I can give you information. She did not print out the pattern that I have sent. She used another pattern. That's why, and it has only one dart, what she had. That's why it's not the same pattern, love. That's what I'm trying to explain. Okay. So this is my skirt block from Pattern PDF. I think the waist may be a bit big. It seems to be sitting low. It sits low about, but you do have a high set belly button, just that. I cannot see anywhere to print the pattern. Okay, Josh will take care of that. You answer that. I don't have time for, you know. So, Janine, let's take a look at your skirt. Your skirt is little low, yes. So, but other than being little low, it looks actually working well. So, you need to take the skirt. As I said, you can have your, you don't have to put the belly, the waist elastic. Maybe you can, so you know where it should come up to. Okay, so when you know that, you can take your skirt to that elastic band around your waist, and at the center front and at the center back, safety pin it. Lift the skirt from the waist to your actual waist by having elastic around your waist without cinching in too much. It's just sitting, you know, snug enough. Bring the skirt straight up. The center front should hit the center front. So bring it up and pin the center front and center back and the side seams. And see how much you have excess. If you do, it seems like you do have an excess little bit, okay? So you have to just take it in and see it. But in my opinion, you have a little bit, about 1/2 inch or 1 inch maximum. And let me see. Actually, we can do something. Can you take the bridle to that and take the dress off?
Bridal dress off?
Yeah, and put it on a table. So she's that dress form is smaller. That dress form is smaller, and my pattern is a little bit bigger. So that would be a good example to tell you how to do it. I'm going to help Josh just a second. Because that wedding dress is not easy to take off that easily. So now you have to pull it up from the top because it's, she is tall. Okay, thank you. I'm bringing my skirt. That's my skirt, yes. So where is my elastic? I need an elastic for the waist. I actually showed it in demo and the video, but one more time I'm giving the so this is smaller. I'm adding my elastic to my waist and it's snug enough. Okay? Not too tight, but snug enough. This skirt is for size larger. Yes, this is good one because this one, oh, actually, yeah, it's okay. This one is a little bit big for her. As you see, even though I actually did a little bit of padding at around the waist, but still is a little big for her. So I'm going to pin at the seam allowance and let it hang. So if your skirt is big for you, I did if you take a look at the videos I have sent you at the beginning for the fitting of your skirt block, please take a watch that, and that will help you as well. But so for her, if this one comes down, this is the waist, this is the waist, this one is about more than a half an inch is coming down at the back as well, you see. So at the center front of the waist, I'll bring this up, pin, of course you do it with a safety pin, and at the center back I bring it up, safety pin, not with the pin that I'm using. I'm doing it just because this is a dress form. So you will see how much excess you have here. You just check out do you see how this is happening? This is because it's big for her, right? So you need to lift this up as well, bring it to the side seam, and safety pin in here. And here as well. Now, I am going to see how much I have excess in here. I do have kind of, because this is my hip line. And when I take it in, I see this is a little too much, but I don't want to make it too tight. So I just pin it. Pin it on your body. It should still be feeling quite comfortable, but not tight. And now go to the other side, do the same thing in here. I am going to show you how tight it should be. After pinning, you can safety pin it and then sit with it and see if when you're sitting is not popping. So if it's not popping, then it should be fine. So around here, just tiny bit, because whatever excess we have, we are going to take it in the dart. In here as well, nice, good. Now, when I see this, it is pretty good, okay? You can hand baste it and then try it on and see if it sits nice. But even though I take the sides a little bit and I think this is good enough, still, has about 2 inches enough, I tell you how much I am taking in. About at the hip line, which is here, this is about quarter, half, quarter. So I take it 1 inch already, and I do have enough room to be comfortable in it, okay? But the side seams are good, but I don't want to take everything out of the side seams, because then you are changing the dart location. You don't want to do that. This one is enough. Now at the center front, you have this, attach this one. So there is no risk to take all in here. So you just pinch this in as much as it is comfortable but sits well. Pin. go this side and again pin. When you pin, you have to see you are not creating any tension in your skirt line, like there is no tension. So I already added another 1 centimeter almost to my, and I will make this one a little longer, about, it has to come about 1 centimeter down because I still want to take in. So it needs to come down a little bit more. This one as well. Now this is only the front. These are the tiny adjustments I did it. And now the back. I see I do have about, when I'm pinching it, I see I do have about 2 centimeters excess. I am not going to take it now, but when I'm pinching and I'm pinning to see the center back on one side sits nicely, and this side as well, when I pin it, I can see it is snug enough on my waist without creating any tension line, without creating any. And then you check out the balance of the skirt, the side seam on straight, okay? Now you just need to make some marking and where it's ending in here. Just making a little mark. If you are safety pinning, basically this pin is going to stay on it, right? So when you take it off, you can make your marking on where your safety pin is, and you will have your lines anyway. And the back. Okay, so this is it. And see if your balance of the skirt is good. Take off the waist, side seam, pins, and the center back seam, and then see how it's sitting on your body. If it's straight, the level of the skirt is straight. Okay? The skirt was big for her. What is considered too long for the dart to be? The back dart should not pass your hip line at all. It should be about at least 1 inch or 2 inches above your hip line. And the front should not, it doesn't come no matter what. But about 13 is, I would say, maximum. Mine is about, right now after the adjustment, it's about 212. Okay? So if it's coming all the way down and it is, no matter what, it's still big for you, it means your size is wrong. You have to go one size down. If the darts go all the way down, it doesn't, it doesn't make you feel snug at all. Then it's too long. It's too big for you. So after having these marks on it, you just watch the, again, video that I have showed you. I did this process, guys. You have to watch that if it's big for you. There are lots of information given in there too that might be working well. But for you, Janine, this is the way to do this. You need to lift the skirt up, and because the skirt looks really good on you, it just needs a tad of sitting well. We are not developing any skirt, A-line skirt or any kind of skirt. We are developing your base block, skirt block that you will use for reproducing something else or making change, which we are creating. This pattern is based from your straight skirt block, okay? And this is not a flare skirt. So somebody else said, I wish it was a, yeah, this is this skirt. You need that block to apply that design to it. So you do not have an issue that much, yours, you know, just a tiny bit, little bit, just making it smaller, which I showed you. If you don't want to even do that, with a little bit of adjustment on the side seam and making your dart a little bit longer, about 12 centimeters or 13 in your case, I don't know, and you have to just give in about a little bit more to the front and the back darts. Not too much all around. I don't know how much big it is for you, but these are the tiny bits that you are doing it. And if I have to show you in here, so I think I can do it in this one since we do have it already. So as you remember, if you have watched it, I did a little bit smaller in this one, and you need to make a little bit smaller on the darts as well. You just, as you marked it, you will see how much. Mine was about 1 centimeter overall, and 1 centimeter each, 1 centimeter overall here. So instead of going to the second one, maybe I can just do the, the back, yeah. I can spread it, add about 0.5 centimeter in here, and 0.5 centimeter to the other one. So my dart here is 2 centimeters, right? There are 2 centimeters. I just give about 2 millimeters here, 2 millimeters here, about 2-3 millimeters here and here and here, just tiny bit smaller, and then reshape my back dart. You don't want to make it too long, but you just want to make it tiny bit larger, so it sits snug around your waist. It should not be tight. It should not create any line. And the same here. But the front, mine needed little bit going down. So the center of the dart, mine is right now 11. The other one was about 12 or 12 and a half. And then you make it little tiny bit longer and tiny bit bigger. This way you are making this small. The green one was smaller. That's how you do it. To just diagnose how much you have to take in was the one that I showed you on the dress form, how I did it, to just diagnose how much. The moment you realize how much you need to take in, you can come to the pattern and do it right here. Okay? Okay. So, yes, let's go. I'm going to take a look at, okay, what is it? Okay, I will lift skirt to waist and take up excess evenly across all darts and see if the darts sit at right length. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you. I think the skirt size would be too small for me. It goes up to size 20, I think, right? I need it to be 20, 24. I think how do I make it bigger? What's the size of the UK size? What is the? UK 20. UK 20. Isn't it a little larger? Is it 20? Okay. you have to draft your own skirt from the scratch because it is not just 1 or 2 centimeters smaller. You need the whole 1 to 2 size bigger, and the only thing is to develop the skirt draft, the skirt block from the scratch, from the beginning. And that's, you know, another section and then another subject that we will cover that in future, maybe into the course. So I only have that pattern available right now, and sorry about that. So if I go to, okay, Cynthia, here is my attempt. I used your PDF. I feel too big, but I did use the size according to the chart. And one thing that I realized, it is not in your center back, it's a little shifted to the side. If you bring it to the exact center back and the side seam to the right side seam, it doesn't actually have a problem. I mean, you need to adjust it to the right place so I can see it. So I cannot exactly see if it's sitting, you know, if it's the balance is exactly right. For me, maybe the waist is a little big and it needs to be taken into the dart a little bit, the excess. Otherwise, the around the hip, it doesn't look big at all. Just a tiny bit. Just watch what I did. Take in the side and see how much it is little big for you, and you just take it into the darts. That's it. Nothing else. But if you want to take a picture, you know, put it the center back, right in the center back, and the center front on the right on the center front and the side seam, because this is about an inch shifted to the side. So by these pictures, it doesn't seem you have a big fit issue. Maybe tiny bit at the waist you need to take in. That's all I see it. So far it's okay, it's good. I think I did that already here, answered you. And first draft skirt, I have a very sticky out bum, thinking either my legs are different length or my hip to waist is. Each side of the skirt is exactly same size. Don't know what I best do. I will have to drop 2 or 3 inch off back waist to level. Front sits to one side too. Let me just see it. You just have to lift the center front of the skirt tiny bit up. Again, the same issue that Dawn had it. You have it the same issue. Otherwise, it is okay. Actually sits nicely. So do you see that little bit? So it is needs to be so this is the level of the skirt. This one, whatever you see it here, is actually just because this area, do you see that? Like, do you see this area? This area needs to be lifted up. The moment you do this from here, you lift it to the waist, and then you can reshape it if you want. If you do not like how high it is, you can reshape the waist. You do not have to pull it down to feel right, okay? The waist should not be parallel to the floor. The level of this skirt hem should be. So it doesn't matter the top is, if you pull it up, it's fine, and then you reshape it. Exactly the same thing that I did with the dawn, show it at the beginning. So you can, because I can totally see it is creating tiny bit of here. That's the only reason, is actually because you pull this down in here and it created a little bit of excess in here. The moment you pull this up little to the waist, this will straighten up and the level of skirt is going to be all right. Do that, and with the elastic around your waist, make sure it's right, pull it, and then take a look at the level of the skirt at the hem and everything, and then mark it on your waist, and then you can shape it and bring it down a little bit. And actually in the videos of the pattern making, I am showing how you can lower your waist on the pattern. So you can use that and turn, apply that to your block and have it that way, little shorter. That's it in the waist if it's too high for you. So as long as the bottom of the skirt is level, yes, the bottom of skirt has to be level with the parallel with the floor, and the side seam has to be straight. So the side seam, because look at here, I want to see it. Since this is, I think the side seam is kind of going this way. So it has a tiny bit angle. The side seam should be this. The moment it shifts a little bit, and then you can change the waist, as lower it, make it higher, little change it, that's going to be fine. It's going to change the level of the skirt, and it's going to change the whole look. Because the skirt doesn't seem have an issue in your body as much as the way you see it. I can only see that, yes. This is, again, it's showing here. So this one is, see, you need to, so the red ones is the one that is correct version. This one needs to be like that. Okay, make it straight. This way the skirt will be leveled as well. There is some stuff on my screen that is sticky, and maybe next time we have to clean it before we. I can totally see here as well, the hip line is kind of shifted toward the, like this is the hip line, right? Do you see this area coming down? Do you see that area that needs to be taken in? So you need to lift this one a little bit high. So that will change the whole thing. Right? Do this and then we will see it. I don't think you have any problem. It's just take a look at the first videos I showed in how to fix the balance of the skirt. The only thing you might need to add is tiny bit room to your hip area, because have you tried to sit with this skirt? It might be little bit, tiny bit, tad small around the hip and the waist. So I just showed, not the waist that much, but the hip. Showed you how to make it tad bigger, so you can do that. Okay? Otherwise, it looks great. You just have to make it tad big on the side seams, and the front, shift the front, and then level the bottom, and then change the skirt waist. It will be great. Okay, Karen, let me see another one has anything. I have Alex, and let me see anyone else just posted or nothing. Oh, Cynthia. I quickly got my husband to retake the photo. So let me take the Cynthia. How was the Cynthia before? We go to the Cynthia because I just talked about Cynthia. Oh, okay. Yes. Shifted. Oh, you're so cute. She take the photos right away. That's fine. Now it is, oh, it is big for you. You need to lift it up. It is coming almost to your high hip. Yes, it needs to be go up. It's just a little bit big for you. Everything I said for Janine applies to you. Otherwise, it looks straight and clean and nice. This is a great skirt pattern, guys. You just need to fit it properly on your body, and it's not a big deal to make it fit. It's easy, and you have a quite nice figure, by the way. Cynthia, it's going to be easy for you. Just whatever I did it for the Janine, I think it was Janine, right? Because I've been talking for long and I forgot. I'm sorry. Don't look at that. What I said for, yes, Janine applies to you as well. So that will be good. Now, Karen. So do we have the side seam? Yes. Okay, let me see the front. You just need to take because you do have a high thigh prominent, and you have to then slim that area down. Other than that, the front maybe has it. No, it's just the back. Yes. Okay. Karen, same goes to you about this. Now, I want to show you why I cannot move my, okay. This is your side seam, and this is the back skirt, and this is the front. Okay, so do you see how much you need to shift it to this be parallel to the floor, right? I know it will be up here, right? But that's fine. You will reshape the skirt waist. So you need to lift this up. By doing that, this will come forward, this will come forward. When you do that, this one will go away, and this area will be shift toward the front. Okay, this will be this, and this will be filled as well, right? And you say, oh my God, this is too high. You're correct, it's too high. But what will you do? You can then reshape your skirt waist yourself by making it little, bring it down on the pattern. But first, lift it up, pin, draw the line on it, okay? And see how much excess you have to take from the waist. Do that, put it on after doing that, okay? You make the change, put it on, and then you decide how much you want to shape around, as long as the side of the skirt coming straight, the skirt bottom is level, everything works well, and then you can reshape the waist. First, you have to do this one and this one. So this and, sorry, that wasn't a good color choice. This one and this one has to be straight. And here and here. After that, you can reshape the waist. Yeah? Now, this is about the balance of the skirt, which the skirt doesn't have a problem. You just have to make it a tiny bit of adjustment by lifting up. You pulled it down because you felt if you pull it up, it's going to be under your bust line. It's fine. You need to lift it up about half an inch at least. That will stay. That tiny bit of small move is going to change a lot in your skirt. You will see it. And after doing that, now, after doing that, you put it on. I can totally see it is little low for you. I can see it. This is low for you. It should go up. And this is the waist. This one is okay. This one is okay here. Now from here, you need to take tiny bit in. Just from your hip line down. Okay? Just that. You can do it on your body by pinching. Make sure you are not creating any crease when you are doing pinching. Pin. Safety pin. After your safety pin, you sit and see if it's not popping. Okay, gently though, it's just a safety pin. And see if it's not popping and you feel if it's comfortable in your body, then take it out, hand baste it and put it on again if you want, and see this time if it sits nicely and looks well from every angle. Because guess what? When you're adding extra room to your skirt to give extra room around your hip area, like upper thighs, you're actually creating bigger look for that area. As long as it is clean and straight and coming nice, it will create a better fit. It will look nicer on your body. Okay? Yay, sounds good. Awesome. We are going to 3 hours straight.
New record.
Hallelujah to me. Are people alive in here? And guess what? Tomorrow is my birthday. So, Alex, let's see. This looks good. Just go with it. It looks good. If you want tiny bit extra curve to the from here. Okay, I'm just going to show you. So, Alex, I would say I would say I deserve a drink after this. And why this is not working? Okay. I deserve a good drink after this. Josh. Thank you, guys. You're lovely. Girls. You know, after 40, I started not really... not say 40, but after 42, I started not doing a big deal out of my birthday because I don't want to remind anyone that I'm getting older. Myself first. Thank you, guys. You're so sweet. Now, so I can see this area sits nice, but, I said but very... See, everything looks good, right? But I can see little tiny lines in here. Am I being a little too dramatic? I don't know. So what it means, this is your hip line. This is your hip. And this is your waist. Okay? You need to, yes, I can see it in here as well. We need to make this area, this is your hip line, and this is your waist. From here to here, From here to here, you need to give tiny bit extra room. You need to give extra little room. Your waist is good, your hip is good. Between, you need extra room. So I am going to show you on the table. Okay. Josh is like, now he's preparing the lunch for my kid. The hip is good, right? Yeah, the hip is good. You just need a tiny bit of room in the upper hip. Like, yes, 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 yes. This area started to do this. You need to prepare, you need to tiny bit make it a little bigger. This is a little tapered as well, so you might actually add tiny bit room from your waist at the zero, at the side, tiny bit. You need about 3/4 room around your body. 3/4 will be snug enough still, okay? If you add 3/4 around your body, still gonna be snug enough, but it will be very fitted. If you want extra room to feel a little comfortable in it, about inch or inch and a half, but waist should be 0, okay? Not adding anything to the waist, just from the waist, little bit waist down and the hip, okay? That's it. I think this is great. Actually, it's a perfect pencil skirt. You just tiny bit of room to the around the waist. From the top, I just want to show something. So again, as we talked in here, I showed you before, what if you just want to add a little bit of room in the waist, not between the waist and the hip, but not down anymore, okay? So I am out of the papers now. No, I'm good. Just this is fine. I'm just going to show something because we are end of it. And after this, I'm just going to show very fast, quick something. About the fabric of the skirt, I will write down something about my recommendation, about how many yards you need it. When you have 2 yards, this will be covering everything. If the width of the fabric is small, of course, but if the width of the fabric is actually big, the 1 yard should be fine. But if it's kind of the regular, it's yard and a half maximum. And 1 yard for the lining is enough. So I said this area looks good, but this area needs little room. So from here, what would you do? I would just add about, if I do 1/8, it means half an inch all around it. So if I do 1/8, I'm just going to, this is the two areas that needed little bit of room. Not the hip. Hip was okay. Let's say you are happy with the fitted look, but that area looks a little problem. You need to solve that area. The waist is okay. Everything is okay. Just you need this. So, and you say the hip, you don't want to add anything to hip. You just this area, right? Because all the alterations add to hips. Let's say you don't want to add to hips, but you are here. So you put your ruler, curve ruler, that needs to go first from here. You need to just go straight up. And from here, you need to have this one at the 0 as well. And you just need to extra add curve to the side of your upper, about little up, low hip. Do you see? Do you see that much is actually about half an inch all around, which will be enough. But if you want a little bit, tiny bit more, if you go more than 1/8, which is about half a centimeters, okay, if you want to go half a centimeter, if you want to go a little bigger, then you have to apply to here as well. Then you need to come out here as well, okay? But you are curving this area a little bit more. That's it. Okay, where is my iPad? All right, I think I'm done for today. Right, guys? I deserve a star. 3 hours.
2 stars.
Yes, Charlie, the size goes higher and you might actually fall into those measurements. So take a look at those measurements and double check with yourself, with your own measurement. And if you are falling into the size chart that we have PDF, awesome. Then you will have, you can just print it out and try it on. That sounds good. Okay. I'm just going to take a look at last thing, if we have anything else going on in here. You're welcome. Oh, skirt workshop. So far, we're good. Oh no, I'm trapped in my skirt. Oh, sure. Oh my God.
Hope you like it.
You can live with it. That was funny. Okay. So I think we came to the end of our session today. I can't wait to go and take off my makeup. I look very just normal right now. You have no idea how much makeup I have on my face. To just look little decent on the camera, you have to put a lot of makeup. It's funny because when I do apply a little bit makeup and I look seriously like that, I'm like, it doesn't show anything. And every time I look, oh my God, I added so much makeup. And then when I come in front of camera, I'm like, it just looks normal. So, can I take that? What kind of fabric? What type of fabric? Honestly, go with something that is easy to sew, easy to manage. Cotton wool lining and linen you know, top fabric, poplin top fabric, anything that has a little bit of crispness and little bit of puff, if you give that thing. If you want, but if you are good with sewing and you say, okay, you know what, I'm okay with sewing, I can do anything I want, then I would say go with the wool, soothing, and with the lining, go with something nice, silky, but thin, okay? And the fabric choices are endless, and you can do any kind of tweeds. Tweeds are gorgeous to make this kind of skirt for, you know. And lining would be again some satin, charmeuse or habotai. If it's silk, it's even better. It's breathable and it looks beautiful. Viscose fabrics are pretty nice. If you want something so drapey, go with viscose or rayon. And it can be more draped look on the side of the whole thing. But I preferred, this is kind of double, this fabric is thick, what I have used, okay? It's a Carolina Herrera, it's a designer fabric, and you will see, did we already send out the fabric? Yes, the cutting. Okay, you have the video, you check it out. I'm talking about the fabric already. Planning on wool, yes, wool is good, always good. If you want more drapey look, go with the Italian wool or Sweden wools that has more thin, but it's warm, but you know, has a drape look. But if you want something that is looks thicker, chunkier, and with the volume, then go with something like tweed. Okay, and fabrics that has stripes, fabric that has this kind of a tartan shape, you know, looks gorgeous in this type of skirt. And the waist should be, if you are going with the stripe or tartan or, you know, plaid in American, what they would say, if you go with that, choose your waistband in color, contrasting color, then it will look better. Okay, I used silk habotai to cover all my seams, to turn it into a Hong Kong seam. So it is super thin, and I would suggest the same fabric for the lining as well if you are going to high end. Okay, so anything, when you have 2 yards, you'll be covered for the top fabric. If you are making it a little longer, so the width of the fabric should not be smaller than 120 centimeters or 140. If you go something about only 1 meter on the width, then you need probably 2 yards or 2 meters. Okay, if the width of the fabric is actually big, you might be okay with 1 yard or 1.5 yards, 1 meter or 1.5 meters. Depends on the width of the fabric. Okay, so, and how long you are making your skirt. But I'm guessing everybody is making somewhere around the knee area, which is about 60 centimeters, 50 centimeters or 60 centimeters max from the waist down, and which is about 0.5 meter, right, a little bit more, and doubling everything, and 2 meters should be enough. Okay, 2 meters is more than enough, it should be enough. A 1.5 meters might work because you will have 1/2 circle of side skirt. Okay, so just one though, you're not making 2 of them, just one. So that should be covered. Okay guys, so this is end of our session, and let me see my notes. I think we covered everything for today. Take a look, please take a look at the videos and pay attention and see what I'm talking about, and pay very well attention to how I'm turning the pattern. And as much as I see, the people do not have a big issues in the skirt if you are doing the PDF skirt that I have sent, because that doesn't have a huge issues. It doesn't create for everybody. Is usually have little bit of here and there, but which is totally doable. Okay, you do not have to draft the whole thing. But we come in the different body shapes, bodies, measurements and everything. Yes, for someone like me, I rather to draft the whole thing for myself from the scratch. But if your waist sits well in size 14 and the bottom is little smaller, then go with the size 14 and then shape the lower body according to that. But if your hip sits nice on the size 16 and your upper body, like around the waist, you are falling into 12 or 14, that's fine. Take the larger size, put it on, and then reshape the skirt waist with the dart and the side seam and everything as the way I showed you. Okay, guys? So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, and hope you have a great week, as hope for myself. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. So have a great time and weekend, and see you next week.